y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Figures in Action. And today I bring you this warehouse, which I've already posted pictures of maybe 2 weeks ago. Have not done the video until today for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, there was a couple things that I needed to reinforce in this dial, and there was other dials that needed some attention. One being a birthday dial, so that had a time. I had a deadline with that one, so I had to kind of put this aside. And I wanted to send it, but I didn't want to send it the way I had it. Mainly, these two bars were added on to reinforce this because when I cut this piece from the foam off, it kind of buckled a little bit. So it kind of, the leg kind of went in a little bit. So I needed to put that bar. So I finally did that. And I also added some reinforcements to the back of these stairs. Also needed to, part of the deal was that he wanted a couple of pallets, so I needed to create the pallet, so I did that. And so today I am doing this review and I am shipping it off as soon as I'm done, and it is going to go to the client and should arrive in a couple of days. So real quick, this dial, and let me push it back a little bit because I feel like it's a little close to me. This dial measures 22 inches across. It is 14 inches tall, I think 12 inches deep. I was contacted by someone who actually had bought a rubble pack from me. I think the first or the second rubble pack maybe. So I was familiar with his name, and he contacted me and said, listen, I'm not sure what I want. And then he came back and said, I think I want a warehouse. The only thing, so he just kind of said, I want a warehouse and I want it to have like a roll down door, blah, blah, blah. So he had the only real specific thing he had is he had this picture where the floor was kind of this hardwood floor. It wasn't an old warehouse. It was kind of this hardwood floor. Now I had a little bit of trouble trying to emulate it because it wasn't, see here it looks like my regular carvings on any hardwood floor. Here you can see where I was going for more so that the lines were a little more hidden. So I did a better job of here and here. And then they weren't in the picture, they weren't matching up. So each row had to be done individually. So it was a little more thought process for that. But besides that, it was something I've done before for the most part. He got the window where you can kind of let me back up a little bit and turn off the kitchen light. Oops, missed. All right, and take this light out too. Okay, so you get a better idea now. And then we turn this off. You'll see how that window's lit up, and it's just lit up by another light on the outside. So we, same deal. We've done this window a couple times, done this door a million times. That bar, maybe the second time I did that bar. I definitely am a little more happier with it this time. I did a little more detail, so I definitely like the way that came out. Let me see if I can. By indenting some detail in the foam, it allows it to give it a more of a realistic look. Went with some signage. Instead of laying the signage flat onto the dial, I put it on some foam. Some of those foam sheets that I've been using lately. Again, he wanted a couple palettes. This time I went with a more traditional color of the palettes, which is more of a natural wood, versus the ones that I usually do that are more worn down and beat up and kind of been rotting and so forth. It's usually a darker brown. He didn't want. I suggested that we do some stairways and a platform heading up to an office door, and he was definitely amped up about that. Man, these things aren't easy to create. I mean, I can't even stress that enough, man. They're really not that easy to create. First and foremost, you have to make sure it's strong, So, for example, here's my phone. And if I just drop my phone on it, it's still in shape. That's the thing when you build tiles and you build them for action figures, you want to make sure that you're getting it as strong as possible. Yeah, if I just hammered that down with my fist, I'm gonna break it apart because it's mostly balsa wood and foam board and basswood, and so I think more in terms of putting a heft. So if I put the juggernaut on top of here, would the weight hold, and absolutely would, and that's because it's reinforced here, it's reinforced there. This time around, the legs do not come off. I made them permanent, but these do come off, which is great. because then I can ship it easier versus shipping it all together. And that's the thing. That's the thing. I always say this. If I can just create a dial where it's going to be permanent, man, I'd kill it. You know what I mean? But part of the challenge in creating these type of dials is you have to break it down. You have to mail it. You just can't put it into a box like this. And if you did, it would just, you know, during shipping, the box can be dropped, or it can be hit by another box or whatever, and something will snap off. So the challenge is always making it magnetized so that you can just send it out, and also allowing the person that owns it to you know, to put it away if that's what they chose to do at some point. These can be dust collectors, you know, they'll sit up there and collect dust. So electricity box, again, foam, insulation foam. Those two hinges are part of my girlfriend Joanne's bead collection. So they're just some beads. I saw them and they look like bullets, and in turn they look like hinges, or bullet casings, and in turn they look like hinges. So threw them on there. We have a pipe just going up. Great. For the first time I used the logo of an actual great company. In this case it's Overhead Door. This window is one of my favorite windows that I've ever created. Let me see if I can get the right lighting here. So this is that security window. So if you've seen this in offices, if the window breaks, it won't just shatter all over the place because it has those strips of, I'm not sure what they are. They might be fiberglass, but I don't know. So I wanted to create something that looked real similar to an office window. So what I did is, this is just basically action figure packaging. And then what I did is, I said, let me try taking an X-Acto blade and just taking a ruler and just going from corner to corner. So basically I started from here, from the very corner to the very corner, and I took an X-Acto blade and I just kind of ruler, corner to corner, and I made a slice. Not too deep, obviously, and I kind of kept going all the way down, turn around, went all the way up, turn around. Once that was all set, I put some black paint on it, like black wash, and just rubbed it off real quick with a towel or a paper towel, and that was the effect that I got. So I was mad happy. I was like, yo, that came out pretty decent. That's some better. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with how that came out. That's just a regular window that I blacked out on the office door. So again, he wanted to make sure that it was a warehouse in every aspect. So obviously warehouses will have offices, and for the most part some offices are a little bit higher so that the boss who's in the office can just look out his window and see what the workers are doing and so forth. Yeah, man. So went with, I've done this look before, which is kind of that cardboard, that roll-up cardboard that I have, and just makes it look like just metal, and then we went with cinder blocks. And the stairs, actually this is a copy from some stairs at my job at the dock, so I kind of tried to emulate that. And I think that's it, man. I think that's it. Let me see, is there anything else I can say about this dial? No, that's pretty much it. And so I'm sending this out today. My apologies for sending this out so late, but I just wanted to make sure I got it right. And I did. I'm comfortable with it, and so this is going out. Next dial that I'm working on, I'm very excited about. It's the biggest dojo I've ever created is about to unfold. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. Y'all have any questions, comments? Just leave them below, and I will get back to you. And I'm out. Peace.